ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोविष्ठं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं सगजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवेव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओके, सो हमने लास्ट टाइम कवर किया था, क्या कवर किया था, 44th वर्स सेकेंड चैप्टर का हम डिस्कस किए थे लास्ट टाइम। तो आज हम देखेंगे 45th वर्स सेकेंड चैप्टर। तो आप आपके पास यू हैव भगवद गीता, मतलब फ़ोन में या कुछ हैंडी पढ़ सकते हो, अदरवाइज आई विल रीड।
माता जी फिलहाल हिंदी वाले अवेलेबल है।
अच्छा, हिंदी वाली है।
इंग्लिश ढूंढनी पड़ेगी।
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, मैं अभी फिर पढ़ लेती हूँ, है ना। चलो, थैंक यू। सो 42nd, अच्छा 45th भी हम लोग कंप्लीट किए थे, तो 46th से करेंगे आज। सेकेंड चैप्टर, कंटेंट्स ऑफ द गीता समराइज्ड, 46th वर्स, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्स। यावान अर्थ उदपाने सर्वतः संप्लुतोदके तावान सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतम्। Yavan, all that artha is meant udapane, in a well of water, sarvata, in all respects, sampluta dake, in a great reservoir of water, tavan, similarly, sarveshu, in all, vedeshu, Vedic literatures, brahmanasya, of the man who knows the supreme Brahman, vijanata, who is in complete knowledge. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. So, Krishna is saying that all purposes served by a small well. So, if there is a small well in a village or something, people use the water from that well for drinking, for cooking, for they take out that water and use it for taking bath and so on. So many, for washing their clothes, etc. Now, if there is a big, huge reservoir of water, so they can not only do all those things using the water from that reservoir, but they can also do many other things. So, whatever the purpose of the well was, it is already covered when there is a reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purpose of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. So, if we do not know the purpose of the Vedas, that is to come to the point to ultimate surrender to Krishna or to know Krishna, unless one comes to that point, if one claims to be a scholar in Vedic scriptures, but has no understanding that one should surrender to Krishna. So, actually, they have never understood the Vedic literatures, because the conclusion of all Vedic literatures is to come to Krishna. So in the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning the rituals and sacrifices mentioned in the Karma Kanda division of the Vedic literature are meant to encourage gradual development of self-realization. And the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 15.15. The purpose of studying the Vedas is to know Krishna, the primeval cause of everything. 15.15 is which shloka? What is that? Yeah, Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishto Matasmiti Gyanam Apohanam Cha Vedeshya Sarve Aham Ev Veda Vedant Vedavid Eva Chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, knower of the Vedas. So, one has to understand that the purpose of self realization is to uh, understand this particular verse that Krishna is saying, that all the purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna, that he is the supreme cause of everything, he is the primeval cause, everything is coming from him. Ultimately, one has to come to the point of surrendering to him. So, that is the point Prabhupada mentions. So, self realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with him. The relationship of the living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15.7. The living entities are parts and parcels of Krishna. Therefore, the revival of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfectional stage of Vedic knowledge. So, because that is our natural state, we are parts and parcels of Krishna. So, our natural state is to be Krishna conscious. So, if we are when we are not Krishna conscious, that means we are in a abnormal state actually. So, reviving of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfectional stage of Vedic knowledge. This is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3.33.7 as follows. Aho bata sa pachoto gariyan yaj jivagre vartate nama tubhyam tepus tapaste juhuva shashnur arya Brahma Brahmanuchur Nama Gnanti Te Yete. Its meaning is, O my Lord, a person who is chanting your holy name, although born of a low family like that of a Chandala, dog eater, is situated on the highest platform of self realization. Such a person must have performed all kinds of penances and sacrifices according to Vedic rituals and studied the Vedic literatures many times after taking his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. Such a person is considered to be the best of the Aryan family. So it doesn't matter whether one is born in a high class family, low class family, or what grade of family. It doesn't matter. Even if somebody is now, there are four classes like the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Even lower than that are the Chandalas, those who do not follow any regulations. So even somebody who is born in a Chandala, that of a Chandala, in the category of a Chandala, but still, if they have taken to this process of Krishna consciousness, they are chanting the holy names of the Lord, then they are situated on the highest platform of self realization. So, it is not so easy for one to actually chant the names of the Lord. If somebody is taking and uttering the names of the Lord, chanting the names of the Lord, they must have done, all in their previous lives, they must have done so many penances, rituals, and everything that they are able to take the names of the Lord. Of course, in one sense, we also understand that Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavanchip Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bij. Only by the mercy of Guru and Krishna we get this bij, this seed of devotional service. So it's mercy, it's just a mercy case. So, one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of the Vedas without being attached to the rituals only. and must not desire to be elevated to the heavenly kingdoms for a better quality of sense gratification. So anywhere, like it is said, Abrahma Bhuvana Loka. So even from Brahma Loka to Patala Loka, wherever one may go, there is always going to be suffering. The what are the main problems of life? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. These four things are going to be there everywhere. So one should not be attached to the rituals to go to higher planetary system or get a higher parentage or so on. Rather, it is not possible for the common man in this age to follow all the rules and regulations of Vedic rituals, nor is it possible to study all of the Vedanta and the Upanishads thoroughly. So it is made very easy in this Kali Yuga, especially that just by studying these scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitamrita, all these scriptures, and just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, one can attain all perfection of their human life. It requires much time, energy, knowledge, and resources to execute the purposes of the Vedas. This is hardly possible in this age. The best purpose of Vedic culture is served, however, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the deliverer of all fallen souls. Just like in a Vaishnava bhajan, it is this line comes, Golokera Prema Dhana Harinama Sankirtana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made it has brought this Golokera Prema Dhana, the Prema Dhana, the that from Golok Vrindavan, from the spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan, from the topmost Vaikuntha, he has brought that Prema Dhana, the love of Godhead, from Golok Vrindavan, and is freely distributing it to us here in this material world. So when we accept that, and we chant the holy names of the Lord, that is how we can, the purpose of the Vedas is served. When um, when Lord Chaitanya was asked by a great Vedic scholar, Prakashananda Saraswati, why he, the Lord, was chanting the holy name of the Lord like a sentimentalist instead of studying Vedanta philosophy. So, if you might have heard in different lectures on Chaitanya Charitamrita about this particular pastime, that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through Banaras, which was center place for the Mayavadis, the leader of their group, Prakashanand Saraswati. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also invited to come with them like that. I mean, to the meeting or something. And that time, Prakashanand Saraswati asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Vedantist or sannyasi means we are supposed to study the the Vedanta and all these things. Why are you just chanting and dancing like this on the streets, like a sentimental person? So, what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? The Lord replied that his spiritual master had found him to be a great fool and thus asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master was Ishwara Puri. So he's saying that okay, my spiritual master actually saw that I'm a great fool, and it is and therefore he made it very simple, gave me very simple process that you just chant the holy names of the Lord. Huh? So then he's saying he did so and became ecstatic like a madman. And by chanting the holy name of the Lord, he became so ecstatic that he was dancing in ecstasy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then in this age of Kali, so Prabhupada continues, in this age of Kali, most of the population is foolish and not adequately educated to understand Vedanta philosophy. The best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. There are three stages in chanting: offensive stage, then the clearing. Second stage is when the offenses are getting cleared. Now, first is your offensive, then Nama Bhasa state, and then Shuddha Nama, that is pure chanting. That is the offenseless chanting state. Vedanta is the last word in Vedic wisdom, and the author and knower of the Vedanta philosophy is Lord Krishna. And the highest Vedantist is the great soul who takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism. So, um, so every wherever whichever book or whichever purport of Srila Prabhupada we study, we come to the conclusion. I mean, we see that Prabhupada is concluding that one should take to the chanting of the holy names very seriously. So, because Krishna is actually present in his holy names. Next verse we'll see 47th verse. Okay, this is very famous verse because TV serials and all they generally this verse will be chanted in background. Karma nivadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhud mate sangostu akarmani. Karmani in prescribed duties, eva certainly adhikara, right, they of you, ma never, phaleshu, in the fruits, kadachana at any time, ma never, karma phala in the result of the work, hetu, cause, bhu, become, ma never, they of you, sangha attachment, astu, there should be, akarmani in not doing prescribed duties. Translation and purport by Divine Sri Prabhupada. You have a right to perform a prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. So, we can perform our duty, whatever we execute, whatever we may do, but we have no control over the result. The result may be as per what we want, may not be as per what we want. So, the result we should just, for the result, we should just leave it to Krishna. Just like there's a saying, uh, do the rest and leave, do the best and leave the rest, or something like that. So whatever effort we can put to do our duty, we can do that. But results, we should not be very much bothered about the results. Let Krishna decide what the result would be. That should be the. So, never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. Never be attached to not doing your duty. Similarly, we should not be also reluctant to do our duty. Purport. There are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one's acquired modes of material nature. So certain prescribed duties are there. Okay, one is this kind of coming in this kind of category. Let's say Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So they have certain prescribed duties. Capricious work means actions without the sanction of authority, and inaction means not performing one's prescribed duties. The Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive because in the beginning, in the first chapter, we see that Arjuna was giving reasons that he was not willing to fight. So the Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. What was his prescribed duty? He was Kshatriyas and he was on the side of Dharma, so he was fighting the battle on religious principles. Therefore, he should execute his duty. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. So, if we are attached to the result, then we have to take the reactions also. But if we are not attached to the result and we are doing some activity for Krishna, then Krishna will take care of it. Thus, he is the enjoyer or sufferer of the result of such actions. If we are attached to the action, then we have to suffer or enjoy whatever result we will get out of it. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three divisions. Again, prescribed duties are under three categories, namely routine work, our day-to-day activity, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of the scriptural injunctions without desire for results is action in the mode of goodness. For example, for a devotee, let's say routine work is like, okay, getting up early in the morning or taking bath and then chanting the holy names or doing mangalarti or offering bhoga to the Lord. So these are the routine work. So one is not desiring any material gain from that, but one is performing it for the pleasure of the Lord. Huh? So then work with results becomes the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. When we are attached to the result, then it is not very good because we have to suffer the reaction. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to the result. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. So, the point is that we should perform our activities. For a devotee, we should perform our activities for the satisfaction, pleasure of the Lord, and not do anything with attachment to the result. If we are attached to the result, then we will have to take the responsibility of whatever result we will get, good or bad. And when we are doing it for Krishna, then Krishna takes the responsibility of that. He takes care of all the reactions. Arjuna was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the result. His non participation in the battle is another side of attachment because he was like, okay, I'm not going to fight, I don't want this kingdom, I rather go to the forest and live like a mendicant. So that was what Arjuna was thinking to do. But his reluctance to fight, so that is also a kind of attachment. Why? Because he was attached to his kinsman, so that is why he was taking his decision, and he was attached to his own decision of not fighting. So that is also not like approved by the Lord. Such attachment never leads one to the path of salvation. Such attachments, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. Any kind of attachment is cause of bondage, material attachment. Inaction is sinful, therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjuna. So, for Arjuna, that was the only way to attain all auspiciousness. Okay. Okay, it's 8. We started late, so I think, I'm not sure, maybe we will do one more verse, or you have anything to say or any question? Otherwise, we will do one more shloka.
Proceed to next shloka.
Okay, so one more shloka we will do. 48th verse. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyakta dhananjaya siddhi asiddhayo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha, equipoised, kuru, perform, karmani, your duties, sangam, attachment, tyaktva, giving up, dhananjaya, O Arjuna, siddhi asiddhayo, in success and failure, sama, equipoised, bhutva, becoming, samatvam, equanimity, yoga, yoga, uchyate, is called. Translation: perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Purport: Krishna tells Arjuna that he should act in yoga. And what is that yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the supreme by controlling the ever disturbing senses. So, yoga is not like the yoga clubs or yoga societies nowadays. It's just has become something related to your physical health, physical exercise, and breathing exercise. So that is not yoga. As we know that yoga comes, Gurudev mentions in one of the lectures that yoga comes from the word to yoke, which means uh, to link, to relink, to link with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, this yoga is to concentrate the mind upon the Supreme by controlling the ever disturbing senses, because unless we control our senses, it is not possible to focus the mind on the Supreme Lord. And who is the supreme? The supreme is the Lord. That's Lord Krishna. And because he himself is telling Arjuna to fight, Arjuna has nothing to do with the results of the fight. But Krishna himself is standing and telling Arjuna, you fight. So Arjuna should not even give a second thought. He should just carry out his order. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Just like the example, um, if a soldier is if the commander gives the soldiers that to kill the enemy, and the soldier kills the enemy, shoots at the enemy, so later he gets a reward for that. But if he's doing it for his own personal, using the rifle for his personal interest to kill someone, then he will be punished for that. So similarly, here Krishna is telling that, oh, Arjuna, you fight. So just by executing that order, Arjuna will become all his perfection in his devotional life, because just following Krishna's instruction is the sole purpose, is the sole is everything for the living entity, life and soul. That is what we are supposed to do, follow the instructions of the Lord. So just by following the instructions of the Lord, Arjuna, one can make one's life, human life, perfect. So, and because Arjuna is executing Krishna's instruction, he is not going to get any reaction to that. Krishna will take care of everything. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Arjuna is simply advised to act according to the dictation of Krishna. The following of Krishna's dictation is real yoga, and this is practiced in the process called Krishna consciousness. By Krishna consciousness only can one give up the sense of proprietorship, the feeling of I, me, and mine. One can give it up only when one is Krishna conscious, because then only we come to the realization that okay, actually nothing is mine, everything is belonging to Krishna. Even my body, this is I may say is mine, this is my property, this is my family, this is my house. Nothing is mine, everything is belonging to Krishna. So by Krishna consciousness only one can give up this sense of proprietorship. One has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one to act in yoga. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, and as such he is participating in the Varnashrama Dharma institution. It is said in the Vishnu Purana that in the Varnashrama Dharma the whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. No one should satisfy himself, as is the rule in the material world, but one should satisfy Krishna. So, unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Indirectly, Arjuna was advised to act as Krishna told him. So, ultimately, the point is that one has to do whatever the Lord is instructing us in Bhagavad Gita, and directly here we are seeing Krishna himself is asking Arjuna to fight, so he should just go ahead and fight. And other point here is that actually we say self-interest, but we do not know what is self-interest. Self-interest is to satisfy Lord Krishna, to satisfy Vishnu, or to satisfy Lord Krishna. That is our actual self-interest. But we are ignorant about it and try to satisfy our senses, and therefore we are never happy. So even if we are just looking, we are hankering for true happiness, we should just execute the Krishna consciousness. We should just practice Krishna consciousness. Just by that we can be actually happy. Okay, so I will stop here now. If anything you want to say, Mataji, then we can discuss, or else we will close and we'll continue this tomorrow. 48 verse we completed. Okay. Do you have anything to say?
No, Mataji, not particularly anything.
Okay. But I was happy that to see you today after a pretty long time.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So we will close now, and thank you for joining. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So,
Thank you so much, Mataji.
thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.